YouTube takes a long time before anybody shows up anyway. If.
All right, everybody, you are here because you want to buy a house and you want to be entertained by some of the best loan guys in the business, and we are going to answer your questions at the same time. So whatever your questions, comments, concerns, thoughts are about buying a house, let us know right here in the chat box. Fill up that chat box. First person to ask a question gets their question answered first. See how that works? See how that works? So if you really want to buy a house, if you're really interested in buying a house, we will answer all your questions. Even if you have 5 questions, 10 questions, 20 questions. So load up that chat box. Let us know what you're thinking. I know that the common thoughts are, hey, how much do I need saved? How much do I need to make? What's the interest rates?
Pony?
No, we don't.
No
so all those thoughts that you have, make sure you load up that chat box, because if you don't, we will leave. And that disappoints the earth.
Come on, man. Come on. We were just talking about...
Get out of here, Joe!
Hey, I will keep you out.
You too! All right, guys, come on. Load up that chat. I ain't got time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Okay, so CPI came in. CPI came in at 2.9. 2.9. Yeah, that's good news. That means that with all of the other indicators, things are starting to look good. Things are starting to look like, so right now in Vegas, the odds are 100% that there's going to be a cut. So then it breaks up into different odds. All right, what are the odds on a 25 basis point cut? What are the odds on a 50 basis point cut? Well, the odds are pretty high on a 25 basis point cut. They're in the 80%. But 50% or 22%, I think, in the 50 basis point cut, and with CPI coming at 2.9 and the trend going down, I do think,
hey, Tarek,
there's a chance that we could have a 50 basis point cut in September 18th. There's a chance that we can get a 50 basis point cut. Now, what will that mean?
I'll tell you what, the market is heating up.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, because of our huge platform here and our millions and millions of fans, we've stayed busy. But it's getting more busy. I'm getting calls before I leave the house. I'm getting calls while I'm on the road. I'm getting calls late at night. I was talking to someone last night, Pacific time, at 9:30. So I know it's getting really busy. We have more contracts in than we've had in a long time. We have more activity. We're pulling credit like crazy. So I can tell you guys that if you're interested in buying a house, you should have started 6 months ago. Literally 6 months ago, because I think the competition is going to be here a lot faster than we knew.
And I think there's going to be a lot of economic factors that are going to lead to lower interest rates. However, we did see a blip that already baked in a lot of the 25 basis point cut, which leads me to believe we might go to 50 basis points.
Baked in like Snoop Dogg?
Baked in like Snoop Dogg. Well, when that whole Japan thing crashed, when Japan did that whole, hey, we're no longer doing zero interest rates, and then Warren Buffett said, hey, I'm going to have to buy up a whole bunch of bonds and stuff like that. Well, interest rates came down fast.
Japan's still messing with us?
Like, fast.
I thought we squashed that.
Wow, fast. Like, I haven't seen them come back down that fast since COVID and ever before. Yeah, boom. So, that could be happening, 50 basis points on the horizon.
That's significant, guys. It's significant. I mean, even the little moves in the market are pretty significant with interest rates. On a daily basis, it's up a little, down a little, up a little, down a little. But that downward trend is a big difference. I'll give you an example. Okay, so I went into a file that I built 2 months ago. Okay, 7.375 interest rate.
What? I could beat that.
2 months ago.
I could beat that.
I went in to do the readjustments today. Guess how much?
I'm going to guess 5.875.
6.375.
6.375.
So 1% difference interest rates. All right, here we go. Shala. My 3 scores are 666, 657, 667, and I did a soft pull and I got a 603. Why?
Shella, here's my guess. No,
Shella.
Oh, Shella. Are you from San Jose?
Don't do that.
Shella. Dude, I can sing.
No.
I can sing
Who
like
lied to
Ray
you?
Gun. Like Ray Gun can break dance. I can
Facts.
sing.
Okay, I'll give you that. I'll give
And
you that.
she made it to the Olympics. Yeah, straight made it to the Olympics.
I'm gonna try out next year.
Representing.
Actually, it's
Go
official.
try in
that-
Australia, man.
It's
You'll
official
win.
that the breakdancing is not going to be 2028.
Yeah, I know. What? Okay, so 3 scores are 666, 657, and 667, and I'm willing to bet you got that from freecreditreport.com, mycreditreport.com,
Credit Karma,
Credit Karma,
MyFICO,
some different place other than a loan officer, because loan officers have a different FICO score model than the other
Love
free
models.
credit report. Yeah. So loan officers have to pay for their credit reports. They actually charge the borrower when they close the deal, but they have to pay for the credit reports. They don't. A lot of people don't know this. If you work for a direct lender, the direct lender absorbs it and you get less commission. It's kind of how it works. If you work for a direct lender, well, they charge you. They just send you, hey, your bill for credit reports this month is $1,000. So you just pay $1,000, part of doing business. However, if you go to freecreditreport.com, they don't charge anybody. Because here's a simple rule in life you need to understand.
Hey, it's Miss M.
Okay, cool. Hey, the simple rule in life is if you're not being charged for the product, you are the product. So, when you pull and they give you your score 666, 657, and 667, they're probably using FICO 8, which is a credit card algorithm. And after you do that, you're probably going to get a whole bunch of offers from credit card companies because they sell your data. It was not free for them to pull it. They paid whatever the fee is, and now they sell the data to everybody. But it's not the right FICO model for buying a house. For buying a house, you need FICO 5. And the only one who can pull FICO 5 is a licensed loan officer that is working for a bank and in the mortgage capacity. So that's why if somebody did a soft pull at 603, I would be afraid of a soft pull. I'm not a fan of soft pulls. People are like, hey, I don't want to pull my credit. I'd say, then don't talk to me. I'm the wrong person. If you're serious about getting a house, I'm the right person. Absolutely. But if you're like, hey, I think I might want to try out for the Olympics one day and I think I might make it, get out of here.
Yeah, Shella, why did you do a soft pull? I want to know what convinced you to do a soft pull. With your credit coming in at a 603, I recommend getting a hard pull. Why? Because that middle might be a 620, your high might be a 640.
Yeah.
So that 603 is not giving you any kind of data that's going to help you. Now I can tell you that if you want to buy a house, we can work with a 603.
Shella,
It's
call
difficult.
Chris. Call
It's
Chris,
difficult.
like-
It's difficult, but we can still get you a house at a 603. If you have a 620 though, which it could be, and we don't know the answer to this, you could be in a house. Like
It's getting better. The third one was whoa. That's like,
stereo.
yeah, it was like 4th of July.
And we
there.
said her name right.
4th of July.
We said her name right. Sean 5 wants to know, are you in San Jose?
Are we in San Jose? We are not currently in San Jose, but we do loans in San Jose.
What's the San Jose song?
San Jose.
Make my way to San Jose or something like that?
Yeah, go with that. Sure.
What's the
Yeah.
San Jose song? Let us know.
Yeah.
Thank you. I will give you Chris a call.
All right,
Give-
cool.
Give
We
you Chris.
appreciate you. I will
You
give
Chris.
You Chris. You Chris.
Sweet
Who are
sister.
you? You Chris.
Sweet sister. 620 score and how much down?
620 score. I'm gonna give you the best answer you can get. 620 score. 0 down. 0 down.
What?
0 down.
Interesting.
Yeah. Let me give you the rest of the scenario, okay?
We
Because
need this.
you didn't give it to me. So, sweet sister, here we go. Sweet sister, you didn't give me this, so I'm filling this in. You make $140,000 a year. Yeah. And you live in the Inland Empire.
I.e.
Yeah. And you have a 620 FICO, but you only want to buy a $500,000 house. So my DTIs are right in that sweet spot. I can do that 620, and we're good to go.
Yeah, Angela Rose, thank you for the love. Shella! Oh, we already answered that one. 787 Pilot. My score, according to some of the free apps, is 805, 833, 825. How accurate are these? Where were you the last 5 minutes?
Yeah. 787 Pilot. I would take those scores. I would put them on a little piece of paper. I would make sure I'm in a safe environment. I would hold them out right. I would take my lighter, flick the lighter, touch the paper, and then drop the paper. Because they're crap. when it comes to buying a
I'm
house,
bet money this guy's in the 800s.
yeah,
though.
when it comes to buying a house,
I'm gonna bet money
they're not
high.
real. They're not real.
AF.
Maybe.
787
Well,
Pilot. Have you
first
ever
off,
owned a home?
Let me give you this 787 Pilot. I've been pulling credit for 20 years. 20 years. I've never seen an 850 FICO. Never once. I've seen an 846 FICO, and this person is dialed. I've never seen an 850 FICO. Never an 850. Never. The reason is that that profile has to be so perfect. You have to have the right amount of mortgages, more than one, right amount of mortgages with 10 years paid on time in order to get 850 FICO. So it's not an easy thing to get on a FICO 5. FICO 8, yeah.
But I'm gonna say that I think we're still in the 800s, maybe lower 800s.
Yeah, maybe.
But that, you know what that means in mortgage world?
Yeah, you can
perfect
get anything. Yeah.
credit.
Anything above 780,
you are gold.
You're gold.
Diamond.
Anything above 780.
Triple platinum.
People are like, hey, I have an 801 and an 824. It doesn't make a difference. After 800, like 780 is the kind of the numbers a little bit better at 800. But after 800, it's all gold.
787 Pilot, call us. Shella, thank you for the love. Smiley face. Is 5.8 rate good?
Depends. Smiley face. Did you buy it down? Did you buy it down? If you bought it down, it might be good, might not be good. Because according to the Federal Reserve, we are going from 5.5, which is currently the rate right now. The Fed funds rate is 5.25 and 5.5. This is the Fed on their website that says by the end of 26, beginning of 27, the Fed funds rate will be at 2.5%. 2.5%. What does that mean? That means the rates are going to go down a whole lot. So if you got a par rate at 5.8, I think it's pretty good. If you bought it down, there's a lot of math.
Yeah. Got a lot of questions here. Let's move a little faster. Move a
Do it
little
a
faster.
little fast.
J-Rod, predictions on rates going into September.
J-Rod. I think we might see a little bit of a downturn, but not a lot. A little bit of a downturn. Why? Because the Japan crash that sent Warren Buffett selling all kinds of bonds already baked in a lot of the downward turn. So if we drop 25 basis points, you're going to see a lot of yay, but I don't think the market's going to do a lot. If we see 50 basis points, the market's going to go yay, and then there's going to be a little bit of a drop. Not a lot, a little bit of drop, but that's not the significant part, J-Rod. So you have to know that when we were going up, the Fed predicted we were going up. The Fed actually said, hey, we're going to move from 3% to 8% in the next 18 months at one point. They said that. And every loan officer's like, no way you could do that. You'll kill the economy. They did it. They moved it all the way up to 8%. And it hurt. And they knew what they were doing because it was planned. It was not the perfect line they said, but it absolutely went up. And when it went to 8%, they said, hey, I think we're at the pause. We're at the pause. So the pause is at 5.5%. Because remember that the mortgage rates there's a yield spread between the 10-year yield and the actual mortgage rates, which is 100 to 250 basis points. But they went to the 5.5, and they've paused for almost a year now. Almost a year. And they've said, we're to pause. Now they've said, hey, we're going down to 2.5 by the end of 26, beginning of 27. Do you think that that's going to happen? I do. I think it's going to happen. And when it does, rates are going to start getting cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. So what does that mean? So that means like a roller coaster. Let's say you have 10 cars on a roller coaster and you're climbing, click, all the way up to where the peak is, and we're at the pause. The pause is when that climb stops and then you just kind of level out for a while, and we've held that pause for a long time. Technically, we haven't moved off of it. We're still on 5.25 and 5.5 basis points, or Fed funds rate. But as soon as that first car starts going over, as soon as we drop 25 basis points or 50 basis points, there's no gray area what's going to happen with the rest of the cars. They're going to go next car, next car, next car, next car, next car, next car. And then we're going to gain momentum. So the important part of the Fed dropping the rates is not them dropping the rates. It's that they've stopped the pause and initiated the pivot. That's what they actually call it. The pause and the pivot. So when that happens, the market's going to go, yay! But it's not going to bake in a lot right away. It can't. But it will start to bake in. Because remember, after the September meeting, there's a November meeting, and there's a December meeting. There's still a possibility that they can make 3 interest rate reduction cuts by the end of the year like they predicted at the beginning of 24.
So I say let's move a little fast so you go extra long. Is that you being defiant?
Dude, I'm defiant.
Is that you? I don't listen to nobody.
Did you see what Elon Musk said?
But here's the truth. Let me share that. Let me share this, J-Rod. J-Rod, let me share this with you. Okay. So what he's saying, it's correct. But that's not what people care about. What people care about is the news. They watch TV, they watch their cell phones, and they see what's happening on those devices.
Yeah.
Now, here's what's already happened. What's already happened is people heard interest rates are down. Interest rates are down. And at the beginning of this segment, I said the market is starting to heat up because of the news. Some people are getting better interest rates. Some people are in the same environment. But people are starting to move forward with putting in offers and buying houses. So once that official rate drop does happen and the Fed says absolute cut and they drop it, the people are going to flood in and it's going to get so much busier. This guy's going to get richer. Those people that are selling houses are going to get richer. Those people that are making and building houses are going to get richer. And if you don't get a move on it, you will be poorer because you're going to spend more on the same property. So just think about that.
Think about it.
Nico, required credit score for conventional or DSCR loans on investment property, 5 units.
Nico, don't bullshit us. You know the answer to this. Don't try and bullshit us, Nico.
5 units.
You know the answer to this. You're like, hey, that other loan officer told me 4 units, but I'm going to try a different loan officer. I know I can get this.
What about 4.5 units?
That other loan officer told me 4 units, but I'm sure there's a loan officer that can do 5 units.
What about 4 plus 4?
No, Nico, you're trying to bullshit us, and it doesn't work. Here's what the guideline is. 1 to 4 units is conventional conforming Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac, FHA, USDA, and VA. You can do 1 to 4 units. Anybody who's trying for 5 already knows that's a commercial loan. It is not a conventional loan. And when they ask, they're trying to say, that other loan officer told me, but I don't believe them. They put it in Google. They're like, I know what Google said, but I don't believe them. They probably pulled up all regs and came up with a regulation that says, hey, only up to 4 units. But I still don't believe them. There's somebody out there that can do this loan for me. It's going to go regular Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. Nico, nope.
I knew it. 787 Pilot owns homes. You only get 800 FICO scores when you own homes.
Yeah, that's how it works.
I'm not going to say that's absolute. Block?
Yeah, I'm deleting block. Yeah.
I'm not going to say that's absolute, but I do know that every time I pulled an 800 FICO score, it's a homeowner. So 787, great job. Let's help you on your third. If you're interested in getting a home loan, go to the link in the bio, select apply for a home loan now. Our phone numbers are here. Our phone numbers are also in the link in the bio, so hope to hear from you. Jay, to your work line made low income, but recent grad and got a job offer letter, high income. Can I get a loan?
Oh, I got great news for you, Jay. I got great. So many people. I don't know what that means.
That's a J.
Oh, okay. So many people, I have to say, I don't have good news, but Jay, I got unbelievably good news for you. So let's just say you were working at, McDonald's.
Love McDonald's.
And you were making just minimum wage and you were doing your thing and you make decent money, but you're going to college full time at the exact same time to be an engineer.
Love college.
And then you just all of a sudden got your bachelor's degree from college.
Love degrees.
And you said, hey, anybody want to hire me? And some tech company out of Austin, Texas said, you know what? We need engineers, 180,000 starting.
Love 180,000.
Love 180,000. How much is that a month? That's about 16,000 a month, right?
This guy does math.
That's 16,000 a month. So you go, well, wait a minute. I've been working at McDonald's minimum wage for the last 2 years, and I just got my offer letter. I haven't even started yet. How much can I buy? And you're like, I probably have to think about my last 2 years at McDonald's. No, not at all. As soon as you got that 4-year degree and that offer letter, I can use your prevailing wage right now. Right now. And I'm only saying that because you said you have a 2-year history. Let's just say that you didn't even work at McDonald's. Mommy and daddy paid for your college and paid for everything, and you didn't get everything, but you still got that degree. And then you got that offer letter for $180,000. Even if you've only worked there 2 weeks, I can get you a house at $180,000 with the degree, and I can prove that you were schooling for engineering for that time frame. So Jay, great news for you today.
You can McF that old income.
McF.
Yeah. Wiseman, I'm probably not closing on my home, sadly.
Wiseman, sorry to hear that.
What
Is that
happened?
ours? Is that one of ours?
No.
Okay.
But what happened, man? He's
What
been
happened?
in here a few times. You don't know
Wiseman, we want to help you,
That's our
Wiseman.
boy.
You should have called us.
You're
We're
my
here
boy,
for you.
Wiseman.
We're gonna save you.
Yeah, what happened, man? Let us know.
Let's pull that S out. It's a new build, right? It's a new build.
I don't remember.
Yeah.
Sweet sister, 120K. I own 3 small businesses, getting a settlement of 50K. I want to buy several rentals.
Sweet sister, we want to help you buy several rentals. Yeah, I don't know why that was hard, but
She has
we have to do.
120 G's equity in your current home.
That's badass, and she makes 120K a year. Is that what she said?
Yeah.
So 120K a year. I just have to see your tax returns because self-employed people or people that own businesses have Schedule C's, 1120s, K1s, and we have to calculate all that. If it's multiple businesses, then I have to take the 1120s and the K1s and do this big math thing and then put on this fictitious 1040, and then I have to do another one, fictitious 1040. Then I have to do assets for the business. But anyway, if you're doing good, we want to help you get that house.
Yeah. Nope. 5.875 is not a buy down. Straight up rate.
If 5.75 is no buy down, pretty good. Pretty good right now. Pretty good right now. Is it a VA loan? VA 5.875 is good? Yeah.
Yeah. Wiseman, I'm going through AUS and I'm scared they're gonna see my late payment history. That's
Wiseman,
the challenge.
you don't have to worry about that.
They've
You have
already
to worry,
seen it.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about that. They saw it. It's there. And Wiseman, what's more is the AUS is only the starting of it. If you think AUS, by the way, for those who don't know, is automated underwriting software. So every loan officer has to go through AUS. We subscribe to, we use Encompass, but there's a bunch of them out there, Calyx Point, there's a whole bunch of other ones. So we subscribe to it because it pulls in all the guidelines and it says, hey, this file's good to go, or this file's not. So you're not just worried about AUS. Wiseman, if there's problems, you're worried about cavers. Cavers. You're worried about, what's another one? Statement of identity. What's another one? Help me.
Calyx, not Calyx. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, okay, so what happens?
Linux.
What happens for us loan officers is we do our normal credit pool, and we are subscribed to, who are we? Informative Data Credit Reporting Agency. So we subscribe to them, and whatever's reporting to them shows up for us. But that's not the end of it. Once we get to AUS and it says approve eligible, then all of a sudden it goes to a processor and an underwriter. When the underwriter does it, they pull cavers. Cavers shows any federal debts, student liens, anytime you didn't pay your child support, things that I don't see. I don't see them because they're not reported to a regular credit reporting agency, but cavers will find it. So when they pull that, they're like, hey, did you know this guy's still married? Wait, what? And he owes $60,000 in child support. What? Have I had that? Have you ever had that? 60,000. I found one $60,000 in child support. And you know what? They won't let you get a loan with that. So you need a good loan officer. You know what's happening and how to put it together.
Wiseman, are those new lates? Old lates? What's going on with these lates, man? Because if you have old lates, but they're still showing on your credit report, there's a chance. If you have new lates, that could be tricky.
So you're saying there's
but you still need a good loan officer on your side. Angela T. Been in our house a year, and we owe $184,000. Is it better to sell and buy now or wait for next year?
Angela T, that's a very specific scenario. It's not a market-driven scenario. If you have a job in a different state, then the question is, do I sell or do I rent? And my rule is usually if you can rent and wash it, then it's better to rent. If you can. If you can't, then the decision's already made.
Yeah, plus renting is a great idea. It's a stream of income. But it's also another job. Some people don't want another job. So what do you want to do? What do you want to do, Angela T?
What do you want to do?
Eddie Lopez. What if a new builder is offering 4.875 interest rate?
Eddie Lopez. Eddie.
Sounds like they're giving you a deal.
Yeah, there's a deal here, Eddie. We say deal because it's kind of a joke and it's sad for the borrower because here's what they do. Okay, so you're saying 4.875. Is that real in today's market? It's not even on my page. 4s are not on my page. I got 5s on my page, which I'm very excited about. But 4.875 isn't on my page. 5.875 is, and more likely you're at 6.875. But let me tell you what your builder's doing. They're going, hey, I want to get you in a house at 6.875. You're like, I don't like that. I don't like that at all. And you're like, hey, what if we do it for 5.875? You're like, that's a little bit better than 6.875. Well, what if we could do 4.875? Oh, if you can do 4.875, you got me. You got me. Then behind the scenes, the builder's going, all right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do something called a 2-1 buy down. So your actual interest rate is 6.875, but let's not talk about that no more. We just need to disclose that for legal purposes. So your actual interest rate is 6.875. But you're not going to see 6.875, not for years, to be exact. Not for years, you're not going to see it. Oh, you might see 5.875, about a year, 1 year exactly, to be exact. But for right now, your rate is 4.875. And you're like, wow, what a deal I have. Oh my God, that's an amazing deal. Love that deal. Cool, 2-1 buy down. Oh, by the way, it's going to cost $20,000. What? $20,000. Don't worry about it. We're going to pay for it. We're the builder. We're good. We like you. And you're not going to get this anywhere else because we're going to pay $20,000. And your rate, you can go tell the whole world, 4.875, 4.875. But when you look at the fine print, you're going to go, oh, 4.875 for 1 year. All right, that's pretty cool. Next year it went up to 5.875. And that's not so great, but whatever. And then the third year you go up to 6.875, and the remainder of your 30 years are 6.875. Costs you $20,000 for the right to do that. Okay, so let's look at the macroeconomics, okay? So the Fed says right now we're at 5.25% rates, which is translating into probably 6.875 rate for most people. 6.875 rate. But they also said over the next 3 years, we are going to 2.5. This is what they put in writing. 2.5, which means over the next 3 years, the market's going to be going down. You're in a contract that guarantees you are going up. So right now it looks like this, and you're here, 4.875, and the rest of the market is 6.875. Next year you guys will probably meet, and then after that, for the next 30 years, you're going to be pissed. Like pissed. And what's even more upsetting is you paid $20,000 for that privilege. What? Now, once you understand this concept, you say, hey, Mr. Builder, I really like that deal. How much is that 2-1 buying me? 2-1 buy down costing me? And they say 20 grand. But don't worry about it. We're paying for it. You say, hey, listen, instead of paying for it, just put it in writing. I get that $20,000. I'm going to use my realtor, not your realtor, my own realtor, and get that $20,000 as a credit. Cool. Now, instead of applying it to the rate, I want a principal reduction. I'll take prevailing rate. As a matter of fact, I'm going to use my private loan officers, Chris and Lee, and they're going to get us the best rate out there. But I'll take that $20,000, thank you very much. The builder's going to go, no. You can't do that. You have to use our lender and our realtor. They're not going to say that because that's illegal. They can't do that. They can't mandate that you use their realtor, and they can't mandate that you use their lender. But they're going to infer it pretty strong. If you have a good realtor that's not theirs, the realtor's going to go, no, you committed to this in contract. We're just going to use that $20,000 instead of towards a buy down. We're going to use it for principal reduction. Thank you very much for that. And the builder's going to go, shit, they got me. Yeah.
For the rest of you that are still awake.
Was I wrong on any of that?
No, that's correct. Serena, the pretty Latina.
Oh, I like pretty Latinas.
I'm on the title, gift. Am I still a first-time home buyer or disqualified? I have never lived there.
Serena, it doesn't matter if you've ever lived there. If you're on the title, you own a home. And the technicality is you must have not owned a home for the last 3 years. So I like talking to pretty Latinas. I don't like giving you bad news, but you're a homeowner.
It's not even that bad of news.
No first-time home buyer program for you.
It's not that bad of news.
Why not?
It's not that bad of news.
Why?
It doesn't. You really don't lose anything,
What do you mean?
especially if your credit score is in the 600s. If your credit score is in the 600s, if you just put a little bit more down, instead of 3% down, which is the first-time home buyer program down payment, you put 3.5% down, and you can buy a house. And you have basically all the same terms, except for the fact that you don't get those two special first-time homebuyer programs that are very rarely used. So, Serena, the great news is you can still buy a house, still get a damn good deal.
Pretty Latina, I like to give you good news. You can still get a house. We're going to help you. Give him a call.
Bingo!
Let him get a look at that FICO.
Let me take a look at that FICO.
Take a look at that
Hey,
FICO.
girl.
Hey, girl.
Mike
Take a look at
Van
that FICO.
Olsten. People love the
They
news.
do. It's a bunch of bullshit, but they love it. They
They
love it.
believe it. That's what's worse. They believe it. Michelle, husband. All right, jumped on us. That means there's a lot of freaking
That's
questions
good, right?
in there, guys. I love
Yep.
it. Husband score is a 660. Mine is a 701. Income is 60K together. We have an $18,000 car loan. Can we get a house? I'm sure is the rest of the question.
Depends on where you live, but you're probably cracking 310 to 350, somewhere in that range. Depends on where you live, though. If you're saying, "Hey, I live in LA," no, you can't afford a house for $300,000. Can't. A lot of Texas, most of Texas, you can get a house for 300 grand. Arkansas, almost all of Arkansas, you can get a 300 grand.
can buy
Tennessee,
half of Arkansas.
you can buy Arkansas. You can in Tennessee, you can get a house. Arizona, some spots in Arizona, 300 grand. Depends on where you live. So the answer is probably yes. Probably yes.
If you walk far enough into Alaska, I think you can still stake claims.
All right.
But you have to walk
Good to know.
miles and miles and miles into the middle of nowhere. Vote for Pedro.
I remember that.
Vote for Teen Pedro.
Yep.
Do DSCR loans report on your credit report?
take that.
Thanks. So you're borrowing money from a bank, and they want you to pay it back, and they want to scare you with something they can hold against you. So the answer is yes. They're
Yep.
going to report it on your credit, man. Always. Anytime you're borrowing money from a real organization, it's going to report.
Yep.
Garrett, I have a bankruptcy from 4.7 years ago. How bad will that hurt me?
Garrett, if it was discharged, that's the important part. Not filed. Not filed. A lot of people say, "Hey, I filed in 2020." I'm like, "Yeah, but it says here 2023." Well, I filed in 2023, but they didn't finish it till I filed in 2020. They didn't finish it till 2023. Doesn't matter when you filed. It matters when you discharged. If you discharged 4.7 years ago, probably no problem. You can hit most of the programs right now. Right now with 4.7. Now, if there was a foreclosure in there, different game. But if it's just a BK7, then no problems.
Yeah. All right, guys. Time for a commercial.
If you need a badass loan, call a badass loan officer. You can reach your badass loan officers, Chris and Lee at New American Funding, by dialing the numbers on the screen. But don't dial right now. Why? Because Chris is on Instagram and Lee is on TikTok, and we cannot answer your phone calls. So after we're done with the live, you can call us and we will help you. This will disappear in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, bye.
What if they want a good ass loan officer?
I don't know. See?
Jay, thank you for the love. Michelle, thank you for the love. Kimberly, thank you for the love. Bradley, I'm just trying to go VA without handrails.
I don't know what the hell that means. I'm trying to go VA without handrails. I don't know what a handrail.
I don't know. You
I
remember
don't
how
know.
Biden talked about his friend Soda Pop?
He's like, "Hey, I want to talk about the economy, and what we need to know is pizza does not help ice cream in the Olympics."
No, Kamala's is better. Yesterday is like the new today, and the future is like yesterday.
I will
but
not
it's
be
not because
burdened
we can't do
by
that.
what has been and what has not been. I will be unburdened.
Bradley, clarification, please. But I think handrails means that he wants to do it without help.
I don't know
Gotta
how to
read
do
into
that.
this. Bradley, clarify. We
You
want to
can't do
help
it
you.
without a licensed loan officer.
I will tell you, thank you for your service,
Yeah,
Bradley.
thank you very much. All VA loans need a NMLS licensed loan officer. You cannot skip the loan officer part. You can skip the realtor part, but every VA loan needs an NMLS number to start it.
Yeah, and we're great at VA loans, Bradley, so you need to know that. Joan, what's the minimum income to get a house?
Joan, depends on where you live. If you live in a part of the country where you can get $80,000 house, 80,000, where's that at? Detroit. You can get one in Detroit right now. Michigan,
Yeah, a
right?
couple of them probably.
Yeah, you can buy 2 in Detroit for 80,000.
2 for
There's
one
a lot.
sale.
There's a lot of houses out there for 80 grand. You probably get away for, I don't know, 30,000 a year. Probably 30,000 a year. So if you make 30,000 a year and you live in Detroit, maybe buy a house. Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's all relative. Depends on where you live. In Los Angeles, if you're not cracking $180, you can't get a house. $180,000 a year, you can't get a house. You need. It all depends on where you live.
Yeah, knockout 213. Are you in Los Angeles if you have $50,000 to invest in rentals, how would you use that $50,000 to keep the ball rolling to get more?
That's the question, isn't it, Knockout? That's the real question. That's the real question. You're in a real awkward spot because you don't have enough money to really buy anything, but you don't have nothing either. So it's a very awkward spot. If you have $50K and you want to buy a rental, most investment properties are going to require 20% down. $50,000 is going to get you 200 grand, and most places you can't get a home for 200 grand that will debt service. So you're in an awkward spot with 50 grand.
And that's why I asked 213. Yes, see, I told you LA. That's why I asked if he was in LA.
Yep.
50 G's will get you a Lexus.
No, it won't.
A used
Lexus. Used Lexus, yeah.
But here's the hack.
Yeah.
Here's the hack. This is a tough one. No one wants to do this. It is very difficult, but it is very possible. $50,000 will get you a $1 million FHA property as long as you can have enough income to support that. So here's what I recommend, Knockout, is yes, you're going to buy a 1 to 4 unit property, okay? I'd recommend going outside of LA. I'd recommend going to the Inland Empire, High Desert, something that's more affordable.
Palmdale.
Get a couple of friends together, okay? If you can find a 4 unit, get 3 friends together.
Get a house
It'll
hack?
be your primary residence. They will also be on the loan. Now, what's going to happen next is you guys will eventually move out, and those will all be rentals, okay? If you could do it with 2, and then you have more cash flow, that's better. But that's going to be the avenue that you're going to want to go if you only have $50,000, okay? So there you go. Wiseman said, LOL, I'm a girl. You're still my boy, Wiseman.
Wiseman, you're my boy girl.
Still my boy,
You're
girl.
my boy girl.
Isn't that what they call him
I don't even know, dude, I don't even know how to talk about this
Thailand?
anymore. I have all these cute little comments, but I'm going to save them because I don't want to get banned.
What do they call them in Thailand? Boy girls? Girl boys?
Lady boys.
Lady boys.
Yeah.
You're not a lady boy, but you know what I'm saying. Catch something. Can I use 401k money for a down payment for my new house? I made $130,000 a year.
Yes, most of the time, yes. There is something in every 401k that's built when the company builds the 401k, because 401k is a company with private qualified money. A little complicated, but they have something called TOW, Terms of Withdrawal. Most 401ks have a standard TOW that says you can pull out X, however much that is. It might be 50%, it might be 20 grand. There's a terms of withdrawal. So we request TOW from the 401k company. That's the first hurdle. The second hurdle is the IRS. The IRS will allow you to pull out certain amount penalty free. Penalty does not mean tax free. There's probably going to be a tax on it, but they allow you to pull out penalty free, and it depends on your specific scenario how that works.
Yeah, MJ said, how about Hesperia?
Yeah, Hesperia. If you can find a 4 unit in Hesperia, is that the 4 unit person?
MJ. Different person. What up,
Oh,
MJ?
yeah.
It's Michael Jackson.
What? MJ.
I had a friend named MJ. Her name was Myra Janira.
Myra Janira.
Yeah.
I had a friend named MJ. She's still my friend. She's a badass trainer.
Yeah. Yes. Joan, what is the minimum income for a single parent with 2 dependents to get a mortgage loan?
Joan Christie KC.
Great news.
Great news. The dependents do not matter.
More great news.
The single parent does not matter.
Beautiful.
So, the single parent doesn't matter.
We don't
The
discriminate.
dependents don't matter. It's just income. Nobody cares. I hate to say it that way.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. It's a business decision. However much you make goes into our formula. We don't get to go, oh, single parent. Oh, let me check a special box. Doesn't work that way. The only time it works, the only way it works in your favor is if you have court-ordered child support or court-ordered, help me?
Spousal support.
Spousal support.
Alimony.
Alimony is what I was looking for, yeah. If you have court-ordered alimony or court-ordered child support or spousal support,
Spousal support's for life, by the way. Alimony is temporary.
yeah, good point. I can use that as income. As long as it's being paid. Even if it's not being paid, I think. But I can use it as income.
Yeah. Jones Christie, KC, MJ. How about student loans?
We don't do student loans, MJ. Sorry. If you want to be a student, you have to go to a different loan company. We do count them against you depending on the type of program we're going with. And they're all different. There's not one blanket statement. There's not one. Some of them want 1% counted against you. Some of them want 0.5% counted against you. Some of them are reporting. Some of them are deferred. So it depends on the loan program.
Yeah, Angela T says we're staying in the same state but need a bigger house than we have now. All right, Angela T, let's do this.
Well, she's the one who's deciding to sell or buy, and I still recommend that. If you, let's just say, okay, so we're going to stay, you're in Orlando, Florida, and you bought a $400,000 3-bedroom house, okay? $400,000 3-bedroom house. And then all of a sudden you popped out a bunch of kids.
Bang,
now,
bang, bang.
Now, the $400,000 3-bedroom house doesn't work. You need a $500,000 house, but you got this on an FHA loan. And you're like, hey, I need to get a move-up house. Okay, cool. So that $400,000 house, the mortgage payment is $2,500. You can rent it for $3,000. So you're making a profit. Cool, but you need FHA. So there's 2 rules. One is I might be able to get you a new FHA house with a cause and a distance in mileage. Cause is, hey, I got a bigger house, I got a bigger family. FHA will go, yeah, you do have a bigger family. So let me factor that in. And I'm a longer way away from this house. Okay, let me factor that in. So those 2 factors will probably allow me to go at FHA. The first method I would probably do is say, hey, let's refinance out of that FHA to a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac so we can free up the FHA 100% because it's going to debt service anyway. I told you we're renting it for $3,000 and my mortgage payment is $2,500. So then I'm going to go FHA, which is 3.5% down on my 5-bedroom, $600,000 house, and I'm going to be able to use that rental to wash out the mortgage payment so it doesn't count against me. So that's kind of the hack right there.
Yeah, and Angela T, let me give you what I would do, okay? I would sell now. I would buy now. Prices are less. Competition is less. Competition's going to heat up. And then refinance in a couple of years. That's what I would do. Wiseman, 120 day late with newest being February. Went through losing a brother and had to cover funeral expenses. Oh, and I'm a girl. Wiseman is my last name.
Okay, Miss Wiseman.
It's Wise Woman.
It's Wise Women. All right, cool. So, Miss Wiseman, bad news. Kind of bad news. Kind of bad news. So, 130 day late, I would say, a little bit of a problem, but not too big of a problem. 230 day late, getting tight. Getting tight. 330 day lates, yeah, we got to wait 12 months. And I understand there's a reason. There is a reason, and I get it. But the banking system doesn't care. If there's a 90-day late, you got problems. We got problems. We can write an LOE, letter of explanation. The better move is to call the creditor that gave you the 90-day late and tell them, hey, here's what happened. Can I get rid of that 90-day late? Because once they get rid of it, it's not there forever. But if they don't get rid of it, it's going to be there for 10 years.
Michelle or Eddie, you're welcome. Michelle, you're welcome. Medicare Lady D. I wonder if she does Medicare. I'll ask her.
Part D.
My kids bought a 6.99 last year. Can they get a lower rate yet? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. Yes.
You go. We just had a big old meeting.
Yeah, it's starting to heat up, guys. The refi market is starting to heat up, especially if you have an FHA or a VA loan. Okay, if you have 6.99 is right in that wheelhouse, right in that wheelhouse. So I do recommend have them talk to their loan officer if they have a great one. If they don't, they need a great one, so they need to talk to us. Give us a call, shoot us a text message. Our phone number is right there right now. Our phone number is right here right now, and our phone number is actually in the bio too. So there's no reason to ask us for our phone number because it's all over the place. Call us, text us. We'll let them know if they're in good standing. And here's what's really cool, guys. If you have an FHA or a VA loan, you're going to do something called a streamline. And in a streamline, if we set it up correctly and it makes sense and you pass the test, because you have to pass the financial test to make sure that there's enough savings to do it, it's not a true refinance, so you don't have to pay for an appraisal, and it's less fees. And if we do this right, there's no out-of-pocket for you.
What?
No out-of-pocket. So Medicare Lady D, they're right in that wheelhouse. I recommend they reach out. George Garcia, USDA loans, you do them?
No, I think he just wants to scream it.
USD loans. Ah! Okay. Yes, we do USDA loans.
Yes, we do. Yeah, I know.
USAD loans.
Not an Oregon liberal. How do you not remember that name?
I don't know.
I'm on the deed.
Not loan.
Not loan. Husband on the loan.
Uh-oh. What are you going to do?
Uh-oh.
Can I be a first-time home buyer?
If you're on the deed, you own a home. Hate to tell you that.
No!
But you own a home. Technically, you own a home.
You own a home.
Damn.
The guy's loud.
He's pretty loud. Yeah, you own a home. First time home buyer? No. No.
Right. MJ. Already answered that one.
Yep.
Already answered that one. Ryan, how close are apps like Credit Karma and Experian to the FICO 5 tri-merge typically?
Not close. Sometimes they're close, and sometimes they're not close.
Not close.
So I'm gonna say that 40% of the time they're 80% accurate. Pretty right? 40% of the time they're 80% accurate.
Basically like Zillow. It's like Zillow. It gives you a number, gives you something to be excited about.
Yeah, kind of.
But it
Yeah.
ain't real.
Yeah.
Guys, if you're really interested in buying a house, just pull your credit.
Yeah.
It doesn't impact you negatively. If you have crappy credit and it's going down, yeah, when we pull your credit, it's going to be down. If you maintain good credit and it's usually going up, then when we pull it, yeah, it'll be up. So it doesn't matter where it's at. You need to know where you're at, because if you really want to buy a house, we can't know where you're going unless we know where you're at. So just call us. We'll pull your credit. User 7387, how would I qualify for an $850,000 3-unit if I live in one and rent out the other two for $3K? I have 5% to put down.
So user 7387, that's a very specific scenario.
And he makes $90K.
And you
And
make
has an
90K, yeah.
806 FICO.
Okay, so there are here part of it is going to be where you live, because
What's up, George?
there are loan limits. But the loan limits, when you get one unit is a loan limit, and then the next unit is a higher loan limit, and then 3 units is even a higher loan limit, goes up to 4, and then it caps.
G unit.
So, depending on where you live, like if you were in Los Angeles, that would probably work. That would probably work. If you were in Tennessee, probably not. Probably not. The reason is because you're hitting loan limits. Then there's one more thing that you need to know, which is so important. So important. If we're using the other borrowers to qualify you to income qualify, then you must have 6 months reserves on all loans. 6 months reserves is PITI for all 4 units. PITI for all 4 units. And you must have that in the bank after we close. That must still be left in the bank. So let's just say PITI for all 4 units is $6,000, because you're going to rent each one of them for $2,000. So 6 times 6, you need $36,000 in the bank after your 5% down and closing costs, if you're going to use the other 3 or the other 2 members in order to income qualify for the property. Now, if you're not going to use the other 2 members, it's just your income. I don't need 6 months reserves. I can do it just as is. So, yeah.
As is, no reserves. Thank you. Have a nice day. Q50545Y. What about 500K? I don't know what that's relative to.
I think he makes $500,000 a year.
Okay.
If you make $500,000 a
That's
year,
great, man. Go buy a Benz.
in Los Angeles, you're middle class.
Yeah, go buy yourself a Porsche.
Middle class in Los Angeles.
Like, I bought a Porsche, but now I can't buy a house. Knockout. I make 110 G's a year.
Damn, knockout.
Woo, woo.
Knockout.
Yeah, dude, that's great income. So go get yourself one more friend that makes the same amount of money as you. You'll probably qualify for that $1 million. Get
Yep.
yourself a 4 unit. Rent out 2, and then eventually you move out, rent that one, save some cash flow, buy another.
MJ says, how about Hesperia? That keeps coming up. So how about Hesperia? Hesperia's in San Bernardino County. The loan limits in San Bernardino County, off the top of your head, do you know?
Yeah, I do know. So you want conventional or FHA?
Go for FHA first.
FHA is $644,000.
$644,000 FHA. So if you bought a $644,000 house FHA, you're good to go. If it's a 2-unit, it goes up. If it's a 3-unit, it goes up. If it's a 4-unit, it goes up even higher.
Right. George, USDA loan. I told you, man, we do them.
Yeah, we do them, yes.
Do a lot of them. Miguel, hi. I have $300,000 in equity. Thinking about taking 100, buying another property, and need to downgrade.
All right, we'll help you.
Nice,
yeah,
Miguel.
Let's do
That's
a
a
quick
good spot.
quick HELOC or cash out refi, either one. Let's see how it works.
Yeah, Miguel, let's move on this.
Let's move.
Noi 226 USDA loan for single mom with SSI as income. Here we go again, single moms.
Yeah, single moms.
I'm a single
mom-
dad.
Yeah, Single mom. The single mom part doesn't.
About me.
I mean, it's important in society, but it's not important to banking. The banking don't give a shit.
They don't give a shit.
They don't care. It does not have a special box. No box for single mom. Special box. There's no special box for single mom. It's borrower income. If you're married, it says another borrower income. It doesn't say, oh, is this a single mom? Let's put special parameters around this. It doesn't do that.
Imagine if I walked into a bank and said, I'm a single father. I need help.
I need some help. It doesn't. I feel for you. I get it. I hope you get it. But here's the good news. Whether you're a single mom or a married mom or a divorced mom or a widowed mom or any of those mom, pretty mom, ugly mom, if you stank ass mom, you get zero down on a USDA loan.
Boom.
Zero down on a USDA loan.
Let's do it.
Doesn't matter if you're a pretty Latina or an ugly Latina. If you're a skinny Latina or a fat Latina. Does not matter. If you're a single mom, a married mom, divorced mom, widowed mom, purple mom, European mom. Well, you have to use U.S. citizen, so that one kind of got a little weird there. But zero down on USDA.
What if your mom?
My mom still gets zero down on USDA.
Damn!
How about your mom?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, zero down on USDA.
Angela T, thank you. Very helpful. We are in Ohio.
Ohio, skibbity doo, Ohio. Why does that new vernacular say Ohio is bad? I love Ohio.
You got Ohio Riz.
I've been to
bro.
Canton, Ohio.
I love Ohio Riz. Skibbity Ohio Riz.
Yeah, I don't understand that. I'm like,
kid talk, man.
I don't get it
Don't
though.
try to learn it.
I don't get it.
Don't try to learn
if
it.
you've ever been to Canton, Ohio, Canton's beautiful, like Beverly Hills beautiful.
Mama Bear Tracy. I've never been able to own a home, especially in Cali as a single mom. Low credit.
Well, the low credit hurts. It boils down to income.
These daddies
credit.
need to start stepping up.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta say. These daddies be slacking.
Mm-hmm.
Margot Mag Pro 99. Leverage or buy cash. What to do with 500K? How come everybody has 500K today?
Dude, 500K. Got 500K in the bank. 500K in the bank. My answer is real simple. I prefer real estate. Income producing real estate is best.
BD. Requirements to buy a second home, which will become primary residence, putting 20% down. Thank you for clarifying.
Okay. So, 3 categories in mortgages. 3 categories. Primary residence, second home, investment property. You hit all of them in that one question. All 3. So, let me clear it up for you because it's a little confusing. If I bought a house, and that's the only house I own, that's my primary residence. Cool. I can go FHA, 3.5% down. Awesome. So now I own a house. FHA, 3.5% down. All right, cool. I own it.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I would like to buy a second home in, I don't know, Las Vegas, Nevada, because I like to go to Las Vegas. But it's my second home. I'm not renting it out. It's not an investment property. It's my second home. I go there often, so I actually just want to have another mortgage. All right, cool. 10% down.
Bingo.
Because I have a primary residence, and this is my second home. All right, cool. 10% down and 6 months reserves for both properties. Now, I want to buy a different home in Florida, but that one's investment. I'm going to rent that out. 20% down. 20% down. So those are the 3 categories. Primary residence, second home, investment property. 3.5%, 10%, 20%. Now let me shift up the scenario just a touch. I live in my house in California and I pay 3.5% down. But you know what? They offered me a great job as a loan officer in Las Vegas, Nevada.
When?
Just now.
Nice.
So, I'm going to rent out that home. And I'm going to buy me another home. So in my brain, it's my second home. Why? Because I have another one over here. But I'm about to rent that out. And I say, hey, I got a letter from my company stating that I got a job offer in Nevada, even though it's an FHA loan. I petition FHA and I say, hey, my job's moving me. Can I get an FHA loan? Odds are very high, 90%, they will say yes.
Dog high.
They will say yes. So I'm able to get into the house in Las Vegas, Nevada, even though it's my second home, it's technically my new primary residence. And this home over here is an investment property because I'm renting it out. So even though in my brain it's my second home, in the mortgage business, it's my primary residence. And because of that, I can do 3.5% down.
I'm leasing office space. When do you move out?
Boom.
I'm already renting out your office,
Damn,
man.
you're quick.
Out the house. All right, dude. We got to do real rapid fire because I got to go.
Real rapid fire?
Real rapid fire.
All right,
Ready?
go. Yep.
Mari Rojas, do FHA loans apply to manufactured mobile homes?
Yes, they do, but it's a different pricing structure and a different criteria. Call us, we'll help you.
Max Martinez, how can I avoid the P&I on a loan?
Very simple, Max. Unbelievably simple. You won't believe how simple this is. It's so simple. You're gonna kick yourself when you go, it's that simple? Yeah, very unbelievably simple. Make sure it's a Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan. Start with that. Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac loan, and then put 20% down. That's it. Simple.
P&I.
Principal and interest? Oh, P&I. Well, I thought you were mean
PMI?
Yeah, PMI. Yeah, it's P&I is principal and interest. You can't. It's impossible. But if you're looking for PMI, it's simple. Put 20% down. There's one other way to avoid it. It's very simple. You either can do it or you can't. Unbelievably simple. It's awesomely, unbelievably simple. You either can or you can't. Be a veteran.
Also, P&I, if you already own a home and you want to borrow money, get a HELOC. Cisco V, do you want to go to a broker rather than big banks for the first-time home buyer?
Cisco V, you need to learn the system.
Real rapid fire.
Yeah, you need to learn the system. I would go to both. I would go to a reputable direct lender and a reputable broker. Why? Because brokers will lie to you in so many different ways you can't even the loan officer in the business won't know they're doing it. They have no idea. Unless you have somebody who's been around, who understands it, who's been on the broker side and the direct lender. Because as a loan officer, we have to make a choice. Do I go direct lender or broker? I've been both. I've been a broker and I've been a direct lender. I'm choosing direct lender at the moment, but that may not always be the case. I will fight for you and I will give you exactly what it is. Give me a call.
Yeah. Libby, I get house, then change jobs.
All right.
Sounds like Gronk.
Yeah,
I
congratulations.
get house,
Yeah.
then change jobs.
Gronk.
Oh, man, I lost it.
Mama Bear. Dude, what? Dude, we're lost.
I get house. Okay, El Mexican. That means the Mexican.
All right.
140K income, 2 mortgages, 1 Airbnb, and 1 primary. I want to turn the primary into a rental. How much can I qualify for on the third mortgage? 400K total debt.
That's so many moving parts. I'm going to say between 500 and a million.
That deserves a phone
500,000 and a
call.
million.
That's
Yeah, we need a phone call because there's a lot there. But it does sound like you've already got mortgages. And because you've got mortgages, that really bodes in your favor. But you do need a lot of cash in the bank. And you need great credit. And I might be able to watch the mortgages that you have because you have rental experience. There's a lot there. But I'd say between 500 and a million until I really see your numbers. It's all guessing.
Rod, Angela, Adriana, thank you for the love. Super Dodge. How much should the monthly revenue on a single unit be for it to be a good deal?
125% is what DSCR says. So if your mortgage is $2,000, you need to bring in 125% of $2,000 or $2,500.
George said, ha 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 ha, Mom. Tony, so do I need a W-2 for DSCR?
You take that.
No.
Okay.
All hot dog carts. Do you guys believe in the stock market?
I believe in it. I believe I lost a fortune in the last couple of years. I made a fortune the couple of years. I know.
Lost a lot of money.
I know I lost a lot of money. Like ridiculous amount of money. Like how much money I would put in mortgages. I lost more than that in the stock market in the last year.
Hey, have you ever been really rich in the stock market and then not really rich in the stock market?
I've done that.
George Garcia, first time homebuyer. Congratulations. Crystal, husband credit is better. Was told the best to be on the deed. Should I stay on the loan?
I don't know what that means. Husband is credit is. Oh, if you're trying to go husband, wife, and hey, my credit sucks. My husband is the primary. He earns all the money, so we're just gonna do the loan on him, and then we're gonna add me to the deed later. That's common. We do that often.
Thrifty Fastinisha said, can I use FHA loan? I bought a home in 2022, but I want to buy another one.
Have you used the FHA loan already, and how far away is from your primary residence right now? 2 questions I need to know.
Naeli, thank you for the love. And then Naeli said, ditto on that question, but we got to go.
All right, you know what? We appreciate you guys. We have been Chris and Lee. We are out.
Call us if you have questions.